And we welcome in now one of the terrific members of the coaching staff for Terry Stotts. That would be Assistant Dale Osbourne. Coach, how are you tonight?
How you doing, Wills?
Good, Coach. Are you the kind of person when you have some days off, can you relax? You've got great family and everything, or
glass of wine?
Are you always thinking basketball in one way or the other?
Oh, well, really, during the season, there's really no days off. I mean, the players, Coach Stotts gives the players days off, but obviously some guys want to come in and get some shots up, and the coaching staff, we need to be around to help. And then when you got some young kids in your family as young as I do, so that, when I leave from work, I come home and work. So
Now, CJ with the finger, that's got to be kind of devastating. Yeah, he's a young man that's game was improving, wouldn't you say, Coach?
yeah, he was getting better, and I feel for him. But CJ's a hard worker. He's a great kid. He's very coachable. He understands that injuries are part of the game, even though he's had some setbacks so far. But I have all confidence that he's going to continue to work hard and get back out there on the floor.
Last night, fourth quarter, great fourth quarter for the Blazers. Were you a little surprised that they didn't go into Anthony Davis? They had been working two different sets, and the Blazers were having trouble defending them for the first three quarters. Then all of a sudden, Jrue Holiday takes up 9 shots, and Tyreke Evans shoots 6 times in the fourth quarter. Did that surprise you?
Yeah, a little bit. But I also think our defense had a lot to do with that, Mike. We started picking up full court, and I thought in the fourth quarter we became more physical. Steve Blake obviously gave us a spark off the bench. Chris Kaman has done a great job for us so far, and Coach went with that second unit in the third and the beginning of the fourth quarter, and those guys did a great job of being physical and playing great defense, and then the starters came in and brought us home to a victory. But speaking on New Orleans, Anthony Davis, she's going to be a star in this league if he's not already one. And we know that was going to be a tough game, and we got to see these guys down the road again in the future, so we just have to be ready. One thing, we tried to stress to our team is lately we've been getting off to slow starts, and we don't want that to catch up with us one night, so hopefully we can come out and be better Friday night.
Coach, you guys as a group, first day of training camp, said one of the primetime goals was to be a better defensive team. If you were going to take the next step to becoming one of the true elite clubs in the NBA, that a lot of that improvement, since you had such a great offensive year a season ago, was going to be defensively. But it's one thing to say, it's another thing to start accomplishing it. What do you think has happened to allow this group of guys, many of who are the same guys that you had last season, but what has allowed this group of guys to now seemingly take a whole lot of pride in the way that they're playing defense, and obviously it's been very effective in helping you win some games like last night?
Well, I think it starts at the top. Coach Stotts, obviously we made some strides last year becoming a better defensive team, but this year he came in, he said he wanted to be a top 10. He wanted this team to be a top 10 defensive team. So the first day of training camp, that's all we've talked about, and we continue to talk about it to this day. But I think when the decision is made like that, it starts at the top with Coach Stotts, and obviously the assistant coaches get on board, and the players, they start getting on board, especially when you have success and you can show them in numbers and in wins and losses. So our mindset as far as playing defense is getting better, Wills, and hopefully we can continue to do that.
L.A. scored 16 of his 22 in the second half. Was that a good sign for the future games for this coming week and the road trip coming up?
Yeah, he's the guy who carries us. He's the leader of our team. When you attack a defense, you want to go inside and out, and obviously you have a player like LaMarcus on your team. You have to take care of that. But it was good to see him back out there, and he struggled a little bit the first 2.5 quarters, but it looked like when it was time to turn it on, he turned it on, and we needed him to come through last night, and he did. He did a great job.
Any surprises of any teams in the West so far that you're looking at the standings and everything like that? Now, we know OKC. I root against them even when they play Houston or Dallas or anybody, because I think once they get the two guys back, they're going to be chasing people and trying to catch up. But what do they have? 8, 9 losses now to Wheels.
They're going to play Utah tonight, so it might be another one. So this is, I agree with you too, because I think, especially when you know that if you can win your division, you're going to sure to be one of the top 4 teams in the West, and that's where you'd like to be. So you want to kind of create some space between them and yourselves and them once they get those guys back.
So, Coach, do you see any surprises?
A team, Mike, that I think surprising everyone so far, and I think they struggled a little bit late, is how Sacramento came out the gates. I think this summer with the Cousins kid playing on the USA team, I think that really helped his confidence on and off the floor, and I think he's done a great job. Obviously, he's got the talent, but now I think he's starting to put it all together. And they've added some pieces with Darren Collison. I think, one of the reasons why the Clippers are struggling so far is, they don't have Darren Collison who came off the bench from last year, and he was a momentum changer. I think Darren Collison has really helped that team. So Sacramento's the first team that comes to mind when you said teams that are surprising so far.
Now, Myers Leonard, did you notice at all, was he disappointed that going from the hero almost in one game and then coming back and not playing at all in the next game? Did the coach have to explain anything to him?
You know what, Coach Stotts does a great job communicating with everybody on the team. He has a system and a rotation that's already in place. He's always stressing that's what teams are about. Those guys have to stay ready. Myers has to stay ready. Obviously, injuries are a big part of it, and something like that happened when LA went down, and we had a couple of other injuries. He told guys just to be ready to play, and Myers stepped in and did a great job. So it's nothing against Myers. Coach Stotts has a rotation. He has a system. He likes to stick to it. And when it's time to make some changes because of injuries or substitution, he'll look to do that. But everybody, we try to tell all our guys on the team who are not starters, just stay ready, because you never know when that opportunity is going to come. And when it comes, you have to be ready and prepared.
Coach, you mentioned that even on a day that's an off day from a game, and certainly an off day from at least a serious practice, there's still guys that want to come in and put in the time, and we saw that a lot during the preseason as well, that there would be optional workout days, and yet you guys would be, it would be a full complement of guys that wanted to get in the work while they could. And so you see the young players that maybe don't always get time during the games, and you guys can tell the development that they're making, and it isn't always evident to fans maybe that only get a chance to see whoever plays in the games. But now some of these young guys are getting an opportunity to play in games. Allen has stepped in for Nick while he's been hurt. Myers got the starting assignment for LaMarcus the other night. Clearly CJ has stepped into the rotation. Will's gotten his opportunities. Joel has stepped up and done some very, very good things too. And Thomas Robinson just waiting for his opportunity. So as you look at these young guys and kind of working for their time, it seems like to a man they're doing what they have to do to impress you guys as coaches with the time they get in practices, in hopes that will translate into some opportunities for games too.
All our young guys, they deserve all the credit in the world. They want to get better, Wheels, and obviously they don't get the playing time as say LaMarcus and Nick and the rest of those guys do. So they know it's part of their culture to come in the gym and stay in shape and stay ready, because, like you say, you never know when your number's going to be called. We take pride in that. We know it's a team basketball game. Guys, they have to be ready. They have to be prepared. It's a part of their job. It's what they're paid to do. So, some guys, obviously LaMarcus and Damian, those guys play a lot of minutes. So on days off, those guys have to take advantage of it. For guys who are not getting the major minutes, they'll come in, and it's not something that, we tell those guys you have to be in the gym. So, they'll show up on their own all times of the day just to get their workout in. So all the credit goes to those guys.
Playing Chicago. Is this a real test for your offense against a system team that they run excellent defense? Are you looking forward the offense to shining against one of the better defensive teams in the NBA?
Well, yes, and we know Tommy Thibodeau's a great coach. We know that Chicago is going to play great team defense, and as I said earlier, Coach Stotts' offensive system. We want to go inside and out, and we want ball reverse. And that won't change against whoever we play, Mike. But we just want to continue to make sure we share the basketball, and we stress the guys when we're sharing the basketball and we're going inside out and everybody's touching it. It helps everybody to stay engaged, especially on defense. So we know they had a big win last night against the Clippers, so we know this is not going to be an easy game. We don't look past anybody. We just got to be prepared and be ready to play.
Coach, thanks for the time tonight. We'll let you get back to some valuable time that you don't always have with the family, and hopefully a good couple of days of practice. And we'll see you back at the Moda Center on Friday for the last game of the homestand against Chicago.
Thanks, Wilson. Thanks, Mike.
You got it.
Blazer assistant Dale Osbourne, part of Terry Stott's outstanding staff, and one of the guys that certainly puts in the time to work with those young guys before and after practices, before and after games, and a lot of that hard work for those young guys starting to pay off with the opportunities they're getting in actual games now.